Nintendo's story starts a long time ago. It was the year 1889. A man named Fusajiro Yamauchi had a plan. He lived in Kyoto, an old city in Japan. Yamauchi decided to start his own company. He called it Nintendo Koppai. His first products were not video games, he made playing cards. These cards were special. They were Japanese playing cards known as Hanafuda. Hanafuda means flower cards. Each card had a beautiful picture, often showing flowers. Artists painted these cards by hand. This made them very unique and quite pretty. People in Japan loved these cards. They used them to play many different games. Nintendo's cards were good, very good. Yamauchi's little company started to grow. His Hanafuda cards became very popular. People liked the quality and the art. Nintendo became the biggest Hanafuda maker in Japan. This was a big achievement. But Yamauchi was not just making cards, he was building a business focused on making people happy, a business that valued craftsmanship. This was just the beginning for Nintendo. Even back then, Nintendo was about fun, through simple, elegant cards. For many years, Nintendo was the card king. They made the best Hanafuda cards. They also made Western-style playing cards. The company did very well in this market. But times were changing. After World War II, Japan changed a lot. People started looking for new kinds of entertainment. Nintendo knew it had to change too. In the 1960s, Hiroshi Yamauchi took charge. He was Fusajiro's grandson. Hiroshi had big ideas. He wanted Nintendo to be more than a card company. He tried many different things. Some ideas were strange. A taxi company, a chain of love hotels, even instant rice. Many of these ventures did not work out. But Hiroshi Yamauchi was not afraid to try. He was learning. He was searching for Nintendo's next big thing. Then Nintendo found something that clicked. Toys. Simple toys. Creative toys. In 1966, an engineer named Gunpei Yokoi created something special. It was called the Ultra Hand. An extendable plastic arm that could grab things. It was a huge hit. Kids loved it. Nintendo sold over 1 million Ultra Hands. This success showed Nintendo a new path. The path of toys and games. Not just cards. The 1970s arrived. A new kind of game was appearing. Video games. These games were played on screens. They used computers and electricity. Companies like Atari were having big success. Nintendo watched this new trend carefully. They had made toys. They had made card games. Could they make video games too? Hiroshi Yamauchi thought so. He decided it was time for Nintendo to jump in, to try this new electric fun. Nintendo's first step into video games was cautious. They started by distributing an American console in Japan. It was called the Magnavox Odyssey. This gave them some experience. They learned how these machines worked. They learned about the market. Then, in 1977, Nintendo released its own video game system. It was called the Color TV Game Series. These were simple machines. Each machine usually played one game or a few versions of one game, like a version of Pong. The Color TV game systems were popular in Japan. They sold very well. Nintendo made several different models. Color TV Game 6, Color TV Game 15, Color TV Game Racing 112. Each offered a slightly different experience. These were dedicated consoles. You could not change the games by inserting cartridges. But they were a start, a very important start. Nintendo was now officially a video game company. They were learning more and more. Nintendo needed a big hit in the arcades, especially in America. A young artist named Shigeru Miyamoto was given a task: create a new arcade game. He had many fresh ideas. He created a game about a giant ape, an ape who kidnapped a girl. A brave carpenter had to save her. The ape was Donkey Kong. The carpenter was initially called Jumpman. Later he became Mario. This game was different. It had characters, it had a story. Donkey Kong was released in 1981. It was a massive success, huge, people loved it. In Japan, in America, all over the world. It saved Nintendo of America from failure. It made Nintendo a big name in arcades. Shigeru Miyamoto became a star designer. Donkey Kong showed Nintendo the power of great characters, the power of fun gameplay. This was a turning point, a very big one. Nintendo was no longer just a Japanese company making games, it was a global player. After Donkey Kong, Nintendo aimed even higher. They wanted to conquer home video games. The video game market had crashed in America in 1983. Many thought home consoles were dead. But Nintendo had a secret weapon, a new console. In Japan it was called the Famicom, Family Computer. It was released in 1983. It was a big hit there. Nintendo decided to bring it to America, but they had to be smart. They renamed it the Nintendo Entertainment System. The NES was a hard act to follow, but Nintendo was ready for the challenge. In the early 1990s, they released their next home console, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or SNES. It was a 16-bit console, which meant better graphics, better sound, and more powerful games. The SNES was another huge success for Nintendo. It brought us classic games like Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Street Fighter II. The SNES faced strong competition from Sega and its Genesis console. This was the era of the console wars. Nintendo fought hard, they focused on quality, they focused on fun, their games were polished, their characters were beloved. Mario, Link, Samus, they were all there on the SNES. The console sold tens of millions. While home consoles were evolving, Nintendo did something else amazing. They created a new way to play on the go. In 1989, Gunpei Yokoi designed the Game Boy. After the N64, Nintendo released the GameCube in 2001. It was a good console. It had great games like Metroid Prime and Super Smash Bros. Melee, but it struggled against Sony's PlayStation 2 and Microsoft's new Xbox. Nintendo needed a new idea, something different, something to shake up the market. That idea came with the Nintendo Wii, released in 2006. The Wii was not about the most powerful graphics, it was about a new way to play. The Wii used motion controls, a special remote that players waved around. It made gaming more active, more intuitive. Games like Wii Sports became a global phenomenon. People who had never played video games before bought a Wii, families played together, grandparents played with grandchildren. The Wii was a massive success. It sold over 100 million consoles. It brought Nintendo back to the very top. It showed that innovation in gameplay could be more important than just raw power. Nintendo was thinking differently. Next came the Wii U in 2012. Nintendo tried to innovate again. The Wii U had a special controller with its own screen, the gamepad. It offered new ways to play. But the Wii U was confusing to people. It did not have enough strong games at launch. Nintendo has always done things its own way. They do not just follow the crowd. This is a big part of their success. One famous idea they use is called the blue ocean strategy. Imagine a red ocean full of sharks fighting over the same fish. That is like a crowded market, with many companies making similar products. Nintendo tries to find a blue ocean, a new, clear market space where there is no competition, or very little. The Wii is a perfect example of a blue ocean. Other companies were making more powerful consoles for hardcore gamers. Nintendo made the Wii for everyone, families, casual players, new players. They created a new market. The Nintendo Switch is another example, a hybrid console. No one else was doing that. This strategy means Nintendo often avoids direct fights with Sony and Microsoft. They play their own game, focusing on unique experiences and unique hardware. Nintendo's marketing is also special. They focus on fun, on joy, on families. Nintendo's journey has been incredible, from a small card maker in Kyoto to a global entertainment giant. Their financial success is a testament to their vision. The NES sold over 60 million units, the Game Boy over 118 million, the Wii over 100 million, and the Nintendo Switch is still selling strong. It has sold over 140 million units as of early 2024, making it one of the best-selling consoles of all time. This is a huge number. Game sales are also astounding. Super Mario Bros. On the NES sold over 40 million copies. Pokemon Red, Blue and Green on Game Boy sold over 30 million. Wii Sports sold over 80 million copies, often bundled with the console. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch has sold over 60 million copies. These numbers show how much people love Nintendo games. Their revenue has grown immensely over the decades. Nintendo is a very profitable company, a true financial powerhouse in the entertainment world, built on fun. The cultural impact of Nintendo is immense. It is hard to measure.